I'll throw out a question out there, and I can answer it first. I think there was probably a lot of expectations that Brett Baty would be the September call-up for the Mets. But now with the injury to Brett, you can be out. I think they said like 4 to 6 weeks. That's basically going to end the season, like Cornet said in his minor league minute. So now the question becomes, who could be that September call-up for the Mets? You just get one batter, one extra pitcher this year, which, or it's like been that the past couple of years, which I'm not entirely a fan of. I think you should be able to manipulate your roster however you want to manipulate your roster, but it's usually one arm, one bat that comes up in September. And now that's probably not going to be Brett Baty, like I mentioned before, with his injury. So now the question becomes, who could be that position player that gets called up? Is it going to be someone that's already on the 40-man roster? Do you want to bring DJ Stewart back up? I don't know about that just because they already have a lot of outfielders on the roster. But do they want a left-handed bat? I don't know. Do they want someone with some MLB experience, Mike Brasso, who's been swinging the bat well of late for Syracuse? Is that someone you want called up for a stretch run? Do you want to give it to someone young in the system or hasn't had much major league experience? Does Luke Ritter finally crack the roster, get his chance in the September call up? Do they go with a Drew Gilbert, a Luis Angel Acuna, one of these top prospect guys? I'm not sure. I would tend to think that they're probably going to lean more towards a guy with experience in the major leagues just based on uh, where they're at in a stretch run, a chase for a wild card spot. But maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe they'll look at Luke Ritter and his versatility and his production in AAA and say he's kind of doing the same thing that Mike Brosso's done. Let's give this guy who's been in our system for years a chance. I'm not sure. I'd probably prefer to see that, but I'm not the one making the calls. That's Mr. David Stearns. But if you were to lean in one direction, as Cornet has rejoined us from answering the door and getting the mail, um, what direction would you lean in towards that September call up for the position player?
Uh, well, funny that I saw one former Met who was in the Met system for a little bit. I saw he was claimed by the New York Yankees, and I thought that was a perfect fit for a, a September call up, and that was Duke Ellis, the fast guy that we had in the system for a little bit this year. Um, I think that's a type of player we missed a little bit. A guy who can come off the bench and steal a big base late in the game. Um, so maybe that's a kind of like a Luis Angel Acuna type of job. Also be a guy who can um, play anywhere in the field. I don't know when the Syracuse Mets uh, end. If that's also a couple of weeks away. I think it's a couple of weeks away. Maybe then you think, oh well, those couple of weeks for Luis Angel Acuna, um, he can get a sniff of the major leagues and have a different role that you probably hope that he has in years to come, and get some, level of uh, feeling in the major leagues. Um, Luke Ritter, I like Luke Ritter, and I hope at some point that he gets an opportunity too. But I think the Mets are pretty, pretty even in what they already have, so to speak. So they have pretty good backup infielders right now in Iglesias, and you are in the stretch run. So is the need for a DJ Stewart type, Luke Ritter type, any type like that, or hitter type that big? I don't know. So maybe it's gonna be Luis and Acuna just for the defense/stolen base uh, opportunities.